There is a strange paradox in human life. Holding on hurts, but letting go hurts even more. People say, just move on, as if the heart works like a switch, as if memories can be erased like text on a screen. But anyone who has truly loved something, a person, a dream, a moment in life, knows that letting go is not simple. Because when we let go of something important, we are not only releasing it from our life, we are releasing a part of ourselves. Every attachment we form quietly shapes our identity. Think about it. The places you used to go with someone, the songs that remind you of a time in your life, the small habits built around another person's presence. Over time, these things weave themselves into your sense of self. You don't just say, this person is in my life. Without realizing it, you begin to say, this person is part of who I am. And when they leave, something inside you collapses. Not because you lost them alone, but because the version of you that existed with them no longer exists. This is why letting go feels like losing more than a person. It feels like losing a timeline, a future that once seemed certain. The mind keeps replaying possibilities. What if things were different? What if I had tried harder? What if I said the right words? The human mind is addicted to unfinished stories. It hates endings that do not make sense, so it returns again and again to the same memories, trying to rewrite the past. But the past never listens. Another reason letting go is difficult is because of something deeply human. We confuse familiar pain with safety, a toxic relationship, a dream that clearly no longer works, a friendship that slowly fades. Sometimes we know something is already broken, but we still hold on. Why? Because the pain we know feels less frightening than the emptiness we don't know. The unknown is terrifying. The mind would rather stay inside a burning house than walk into the darkness outside. At least inside the fire, it knows where the walls are. Philosophers have spoken about this for centuries. Human suffering often begins with attachment, not love itself, but the illusion that love can be controlled. We want people to stay the way they were when we first met them. We want moments to freeze in time. We want happiness to remain permanent. But life is movement. Nothing in existence stays still. Seasons change. People change. Even the person you were 5 years ago no longer exists. Yet the mind keeps whispering a dangerous lie. Maybe if you hold on tightly enough, it won't disappear. But the truth is far more brutal. Holding on does not stop loss. It only prolongs suffering. Because the tighter you grip something that is already slipping away, the deeper the wound becomes. It's like trying to hold water in your fist. The harder you squeeze, the faster it escapes. There is also another quiet fear hidden inside letting go. When something leaves your life, it creates space, and space forces you to confront a question most people avoid. Who am I without this? Without that relationship? Without that dream? Without that version of life you imagined? Suddenly you are standing in an empty room inside your own identity, and emptiness is uncomfortable. Not because it is bad, but because it demands reinvention. Letting go means you must build a new self, and that takes courage. Think about how many people stay trapped in old chapters of their life, not because they're happy there, but because rewriting their story feels overwhelming. So they keep rereading the same page, even though the story has already ended. Ancient Eastern philosophy describes life in a beautiful way. It says everything in existence is like a river. Nothing remains the same from moment to moment. The river you see today is not the same river that existed yesterday. And yet we stand at the edge of life trying to capture flowing water. We want moments to stay. We want people to stay. We want feelings to stay. But rivers do not pause. They only move forward. Ironically, the things we try hardest to hold on to are often the things that were meant to teach us something. Some people enter our lives to stay. Others enter our lives to transform us. But transformation often comes through departure. The person who leaves may take their presence with them, but they leave behind lessons, strength, self-awareness, a deeper understanding of what truly matters. Yet in the moment of loss, it rarely feels like growth. It feels like destruction, because something inside you must die so that something new can be born. And psychologically, the human mind resists death of any kind, even the death of an old identity. But here is the strange wisdom life eventually reveals. Every time you let go of something that no longer belongs in your life, you create space for something that does. Not immediately, not magically, but inevitably, because life has a way of filling empty spaces. New friendships, new opportunities, new versions of yourself that you could not have discovered earlier. Think about the person you were 10 years ago. Your dreams were different. Your fears were different. The things you thought you could never live without, many of them are now just distant memories. And yet here you are, still breathing, still moving forward, still becoming someone new. This is the hidden beauty of letting go. It doesn't erase the past. It transforms your relationship with it. Memories stop being chains. They become chapters, something you carry with wisdom instead of pain. Letting go is not forgetting. It's not pretending something never mattered. If anything, letting go proves that it mattered deeply, because only meaningful things leave deep marks. But maturity is learning that not everything meaningful is meant to last forever. Some experiences are not destinations, they are teachers. And maybe that's the real purpose of life. Not to collect things that last forever, but to experience moments that shape us, to love deeply, to lose sometimes, to grow through both. So the next time you struggle to let go of something, remember this quiet truth. You are not weak for finding it difficult. You are human, because the heart does not measure value by logic. It measures value by connection. But life moves forward whether we are ready or not. And sometimes the most courageous thing a person can do is not holding on. It's opening their hands and allowing the past to drift away. Not with bitterness, not with regret, but with understanding. Because somewhere beyond the pain of letting go, a new version of your life is waiting to begin. And you will never meet that version of yourself until you release the one that is already gone.